What is up, beautiful people of the internet? Creator Bard here again with part 2 of my series on character creation. Sorry for the delay. I know I've got a lot of excuses, a lot of reasons why I haven't been putting out videos, but instead of giving them, let's just jump into the video. Last time we answered the question, who are you? My character is a kind, giving, intellectual, free-spirited, and charming dwarf who is seen as odd and is very underappreciated for the good he did in his home under the mountain. Today we'll answer the question, who were you? I began a bit of this last video by accident, but that just shows you how well things flow once you really get at it. And remember, feel free to go through this video with me so that you, by the end of this, can have a really narratively great character for your D&D game. So, who were you? What did you do before you started adventuring? And what was the reason that you're now doing so? We'll answer these questions together, but before we do, just a very quick reminder, if you like my video, if you like this content, if you want to see more things like it, please hit the like video, subscribe, turn on notifications, do whatever you want to do, because it's really going to help the channel, and it's going to help me to make content just like this. So let's jump into it. Let's revisit my dwarf. Let's name him now. I know I should have done this last time, but I forgot, so here we go. I'm going to name him something that really kind of like accentuates the differences between him and the other dwarves in his home. We'll call him Thoradin Trollbleeder because that name says a lot and it's very much not him. So honestly, I'm actually kind of glad that I held off on naming him. It wouldn't work all the time, but for this one, I think it kind of did because it's going to tell us a lot about his family. So his family most likely had a reputation for, well, bleeding trolls. If that's the case, they were probably soldiers, guards, or something else of that nature. I think that for this character in particular, I'm going to make the Trollbleeder family a long line of ranger-like guards that often patrolled the lands outside the city that were known for their prowess in fighting trolls, half-giants, and other monsters that lurked in the mountains. But Thoradin, though, he didn't want to patrol and kill, even though he probably had to every now and again, because there are some things that just can't be avoided. Mostly he liked to help out, though, where he could in the city, tending to dwarves that were brought back from battle or from patrol wounded. He even decided to start worshipping a dwarven god or goddess of healing and nature to be his patron, to guide him and help him as he helps others. Now, I'm not familiar too much with the dwarven gods in the Forgotten Realms setting, but I'm certain that with most DMs they could work out a deity for my character to worship. And likewise, if you have one that you're not certain how it fits into a certain world, you just ask your DM, work with them, and maybe they can help you find one that would fit well for your character. So it was this god or goddess that called Thoradin to begin adventuring, challenging him to help others outside his home and spread the god or goddess's name around the earth. Here's where we're going to choose a background. I choose backgrounds before class for a couple of reasons. It allows me to tell a story from beginning to present instead of trying to fit things in afterwards, getting kind of awkward and, And it also allows me to see some preset proficiencies before I pick my class proficiencies. So I'm not like, oh no, I get religion from, I get proficiency in religion from this background. Now I got to go change my class proficiencies, and so it just kind of streamlines things a little bit for me. If it doesn't work for you, switch it around. Do however you like. That said, for this character, I'm going to customize a background as detailed on page 125 of the Player's Handbook instead of choosing one from the options in the book. So forget what I said about presets because we're kind of scrapping that and starting from scratch. So I'm going to take 2 skill proficiencies, a tool proficiency, and a language for that background. For my 2 skills, I'm going to take Insight and Medicine. It's really going to lock in that idea of him being a healer in his city. Needing Medicine for obvious reasons, and Insight actually to like read people and help them figure out what's actually going wrong when they might not be sure, or maybe they think it's one thing and he can kind of figure out the root causes of what they're saying instead of just the symptoms. For my tool, I'm going with the Herbalism Kit. It's going to give him the ability to make antitoxins and healing potions instead of having to rely on healing magic. He has some interesting options. And finally, since his family is so prolific for their exploits with trolls, I'm going to give him Giant as a language since it's what the trolls speak, so his family would reasonably have been able to teach him. They probably learned the language to know what the trolls were saying and better bleed them. A few last things. We've got to choose a background feature and equipment. For these, I've chosen the Shelter of the Faithful feature from the Acolyte background that basically says anybody who worships the same deity or ascribes to the same religion as Thoradin will give him shelter and keep him safe. And then I took the equipment from the Hermit background. That gives him an Herbalism Kit, a little bit of gold, a couple of prayers written out, clothes, and a winter blanket that he'll probably give to the first person he finds without one. And that is who Thoradin Trollbleeder was. Please let me know in the comments what backgrounds you've chosen and maybe some of the character stories that you all have thought through. And next time we'll be choosing classes, and we'll see how our background choices might have influenced the choice that we make in our classes. When we answer that question, what do you do? Until then, gotta roll.